Hi, I'm Deborah Gamalima with Forban Consulting. I am a civil court mediator, a divorce mediator, and a co-parenting expert. I'm also a certified compassion cultivation teacher with the Compassion Institute. Before transitioning my career to mediation, I was a general surgeon in the healthcare arena. Together, Anna and I offer co-mediation service for divorcing couples. And I will let you introduce yourself.
Sure thing. Hi there. Thank you, Deborah. I'm Anna Denon with Split Smart with Anna. I'm also a court mediator and a certified divorce financial analyst with over 30 years experience in credit and mortgage lending. As a CDFA, I help couples understand and navigate the financial aspects of divorce to build a stable future.
And as you know, divorce is a major life transition, is not just the end of a relationship, but the beginning of creating new futures for everyone involved. While every couple's reasons for divorce are different, the fear and the uncertainty about what's next can feel overwhelming, especially when children are involved. We've seen many couples start this process without the resource or the emotional energy to explore their options. When co-parenting is poorly managed, it can spiral into years of conflict, negatively impacting everyone involved and, more importantly, the children. Our message here today, though, it is of hope. Divorce does not have to be contentious or costly. A well-managed process can benefit both couples and their children, creating foundations for healthier futures.
And exactly, and when divorcing, it's important that you understand your options. The most well-known and first option is litigation. Litigation is handled in court with each spouse represented by attorneys. While this is necessary in some cases, as you and I have seen, it's also the most expensive and the most time-consuming route.
For sure.
Retainers can start at $5,000 up to $10,000 per attorney, and hourly rates often range from $250 to $500 per hour or even more. Complex cases can easily escalate into tens and thousands of dollars, and the emotional toll of litigation, especially for families with children, can be even greater. Then there's the pro per option. Pro per is when you represent yourself without an attorney. And while it may save money up front, it does come with higher risks. Things like filing errors or missed deadlines can lead to delays, higher costs, or poor outcomes.
Yeah.
I personally have experienced both routes firsthand, as you and I have discussed many times. After my 21-year marriage ended in divorce, the litigation piece dragged on in court for nearly 10 years after we were divorced. My ex and I spent over $75,000 each between our attorneys, but what ended up being far worse than that was the emotional toll that it took on our sons. Litigation essentially turned us into adversaries, making co-parenting exponentially harder on our family than it ever needed to be.
Thank you, Anna. There is other options, and in mediation, which we believe is probably a better path. In mediation, a neutral mediator works with the couples to create their own agreement versus giving up control to attorneys or the judge. Mediation is a forward focus, helping couples plan for their future rather than get stuck in the past dispute. The outcome is a document called the Memorandum of Understanding, which can then be reviewed by an attorney and filed with the court. The benefits are significant, as Ian already shared, the low cost, plus the custom agreements that will be tailored to your family needs. And especially for parents, creates really a solid framework for future communication.
And that is so, so very true. I mean, looking back, we've discussed many times how I wish we had known more about mediation as an option. I think we assumed that because our divorce was contentious, that mediation would not work for us. But as you know, even when couples aren't on good terms, having that neutral mediator can help focus the conversation on solutions instead of conflict. And mediation, I know for us, could have saved us thousands of dollars and, more importantly, spared our sons the unnecessary trauma. So if you're considering divorce, I really do encourage you to explore all your options and choose a path that prioritizes both your finances and your family's emotional well-being.
Exactly. And to help us explain a little more of the mediation process, we created a downloadable PDF file that hopefully will be available to you. And I will share those with you as well now. But there's two key areas of the divorce that you need to discuss while going through the process: the financial decisions and the parental agreements. And why don't you walk us through it, through the financial aspect, and I will share now with us here the information, the flow sheet to help us follow this.
Perfect. Yeah. And, of course, and I think most people would agree that divorce can feel overwhelming. But by breaking it down into three key areas, assets, debts, and financial support, can help make the process feel more manageable. So first, let's discuss assets. Assets include things like your home, your vehicles, your retirement accounts, and personal items like jewelry and even the family pets. Splitting assets isn't always a simple 50-50 division. It's about understanding the value and the ownership of the assets and considering any long-term implications like tax consequences or maintenance costs. Certified divorce financial analyst can help you weigh these options to make informed decisions. Number two, those are debts. So debts include things like your mortgages, credit cards, and loans. And what many people do not realize about debt allocation that I see all the time is that even if a court assigns a debt to one spouse, creditors can still hold both parties responsible if both names are on the account. So it's so important to plan ahead and to help avoid future disputes that end up back in court, causing further financial strain. And then third and lastly, we have the financial support. Spousal maintenance and child support are key considerations of financial support. Spousal maintenance is what helps a lower earning spouse transition to financial independence, while child support ensures that your children's needs are being met. Mediation allows parents the opportunity to collaborate on expense sharing beyond the basic support guidelines that come with the courts. One tool, Deborah, that I've shared with you that I always like to use during our mediation is that I find useful is family law software. I use the program to provide an analysis of your post-divorce net cash flow with projections spanning 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or even up to 20 years in the future. I find that this net cash flow overview helps you see and understand the impact of your divorce settlement, which empowers you to make informed and confident decisions about your financial future.
Yeah, and just to complement that, I see, it's the uncertainty of the future is what makes people very fearful to make decisions, and have that plan ahead is
100%.
Really and the other decision making, the decision that has to be happens is all the parental decisions with parents, with couples who do have children. And the most important aspect, regardless what the decisions are, is really to create an agreement that has all the details important to prevent future disagreements. The parenting time is not only what time, where the kid's going to go, but really planning all the transitions, the holidays, the vacations, and really also a plan when we're going to revise those schedules, because they are at that point, the kids grow and their needs will change. Child support, Anne already shared with you what they are covering. And finally, decision making, which there's 3 big buckets that we look at, which is the medical, academic, and religious decisions. And couples can choose to make a joint decision making or a separate, where one of the parents do have the authority to make the final decision. Regardless if there is one parenting making the final decision, that conversation should need to happen between both parents. They are showing, both, we should always go be mom and dad, and they have to be part, at least to acknowledge that conversation had happened. And I think also one other aspect the mediation create a space for, not to be overwhelmed, but this is all the decisions that we do as a parenting in our daily basis with our children. Imagine making those decisions in 2 households, sometimes creating the space to go over some of those important decisions. Every family has a priority, whichever one your family choose to address. You can have that conversation. And I will stop sharing now. But I think more really important when we look at co-parenting or any other decision regarding the children is really understanding that we are writing their memoirs. We are writing their memoirs. And if we really want to create a stability and a sense of being loved and seeing, you really have this conversations created, and that hopefully mediation give that opportunity.
Yeah. And I know, I remember, I think you and I were talking the other day when we were at lunch one time, and you said that to me, and it really did hit home, and it stuck with me, because you are absolutely correct. During divorce, we're essentially writing our children's life story. It just couldn't be more true.
Yeah.
And, divorce is challenging, but with the right support, it doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Co-mediation offers a different approach to divorce, one that's collaborative and focused on the future. And, you and I work together to help guide parties through the process, empowering them to make confident decisions for a more stable and secure future that's best for them and for their family.
And again, thank you for let us, speak with you today here and share hopefully some information. Whether you are considering divorce or know someone who is, hope this video helps you understand a little bit the process. And again, feel free to reach out to any of us for any question, and be sure you can visit our websites for more information as well. And you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.